Action skills are a vital part of the Borderlands series, and in almost every game people have tried to figure out the best ways to keep using your action skills over and over again. Now in Borderlands 3 it's a little different because you have things like Guardian Rank that exponentially increases your cooldown rate based on some of those skills that you can take. On top of that, you have your normal action skill cooldown rate stat that you can get on your gear, and even some characters have action skill cooldown rate on their skill trees. So with all the options to increase your action skill cooldown rate, you would think that your action skill is probably very important, and it is. Not only does your action skill do a lot of damage on some characters, but it also is a super good utility to help proc anoints or just general skills in your skill tree. In my opinion, action skills is arguably one of the most important things in the entire game, especially in Borderlands 3 due to the anoint system. On characters like Flak and Amara, you can make bad weapons look insanely good due to the anoints on weapons and how easy it is to proc them. But even beyond anoints, you have characters like Mose or Zane that has the Iron Baron clone that do an absolute insane amount of damage, and you want them off cooldown as much as possible, be it through skills, stats, or gear. I'm looking at you, Seeing Dead. But with everybody having their own little thing they do, every character can do this method I'm about to explain to help out with getting your action skill back. Now if you remember at the start of the video I mentioned Guardian Rank, and that is because I'm going to be talking about the topped off Guardian Rank perk. Topped off is a hunter skill that you get for 50 tokens, and it says action skill cooldown rate increases while at full shields. Now you might be wondering why sometimes in your game your action skill just randomly decides to come back faster than normal, and at some points it comes back super slow, and in a dodge situation you need it and you don't have it. It is because of topped off. Topped off gives you a 200% actual cooldown rate when your shields are full. So if you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of mobs and they're not shooting you as much, you're always going to have topped off proc, and their cooldown rate is going to be absolutely insane. I've had multiple times when playing on Amara or even Flak when I'm trying to use a phase cast or throw some racks out. I can do it normally, but in some areas it's always 1 or 2 seconds too late. So the way you can abuse this perk anyway is if you have a shock splash damage weapon and a transformer shield. Now you probably already know where this is going, and that is we're basically going to be damaging ourselves to heal our shields. If you use something like the Trevornator, which is what I have, it is a 3-round burst Molly 1 shotgun that does splash damage, and if you shoot this on the ground while having the transformer equipped, you're gonna have your shields back immediately, because if you don't know, the transformer heals shock damage, so you're shooting yourself a shock damage to heal your shield, and since your shield's max, you're getting that 200% cooldown rate. Now if you're gonna try to utilize this in a build, you cannot run ASC anoints, because if you run any ASC anoint that gives you bonus damage or elemental damage, it's gonna kill you. But if you're going a pure axe skill build, or if you just want to swap off stuff to get your axe skill back quickly, this is definitely gonna work. So with this being known, on things like Mose, you can run a Iron Bear build but don't have to worry about any axe skill cooldown rate perks. You can strictly focus on all the damage bonuses that you get and just run a shock splash damage weapon with a transformer, and you're always gonna be topped off. You might be thinking to yourself, well, if you run that and if you take the perk where splash damage does incendiary damage, it's not gonna work because you'll die, and that is absolutely correct. This is a very cool mechanic, but you have to play around it. On things like I just said with Mose, you cannot take fire in the Skag Den and expect this to work. On things like Amara, you cannot take infusion or forcible expression because it's going to do a different damage other than shock, and it's going to kill you. So you have to strictly be focused on shock damage, but if you are, you can expect your cooldown rate to come back insanely quick. So for overall, in any sticky situation on any character, if you are in dire need of getting your axe skill back, just bring a transformer and a shock splash damage weapon. I would recommend the Trevornator, like I said, and just swap off all your gear that can kill you, put this on, and get your 200% cooldown rate. Now one thing I will mention with this skill really quick, if you're stacking this with actual cooldown rate perks, you have a lot of diminishing returns, and basically what that means is you have so much cooldown rate, the other cooldown rate benefits that you're getting for something like your gear just don't have as much as effect. They trim seconds off instead of versing something like that does 12 seconds. But if you're going for a pure action build, I honestly would argue that those seconds matter, and you probably want to take them. But that is going to do it all for this video. I wanted to bring this cool interaction to the community. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, and topped off is just an insanely good Guardian Rank perk, and you can, like I said, straight up kind of abuse it in this way to always have your axe go back as quick as possible. But that's going to do it for the video. I want to thank you guys so much for all the recent support on the channel. Every single video I've posted has just been getting an insane amount of love, comments, the likes, just everything. I truly appreciate it, and I thank you guys so much for it. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so if you'd like to be along with that journey, be sure to subscribe and stick around to the channel. I'm going to constantly keep trying to post content like this. I know a lot of you guys are starting to like this over just the general build videos, and I'm having a blast making them. But like I said, that's going to do it all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I just want pop it off, jumping the whip with 7s up. Feelings like some soda, I prefer to keep it bottled up. Nobody can copy us, I put in work way too much. Go mind your business like the witness, we all knew you.